Hey, good evening everybody. Welcome to Mark in Time. I'm Mark Franken, your host, and welcome to another evening of treasures found in a bag of broken watches. Okay, well, first of all, something really exciting. I got myself a video camera. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that my son was telling me that my actual camera could be a video camera, and I tried that, and it didn't work. It kept cutting out before a video during the test runs. The camera would shut off before I completed the video. Then my wife was basically saying, you know, we do have an old video camera, and I'm like, really? And she pulled out I don't know how she remembers where all these things are stored in our house, but she pulled out this old Sony Handycam from, believe it or not, 2008. It has a Zeiss lens. I've done a couple of practice videos with it, and really impressed considering how old this thing is. So I got new video equipment. Lighting's a little better. I don't know, it looks pretty good, I think. And I got another bag of watches, but before that I want to first express my gratitude. I have reached, believe it or not, 250 subscribers. I am humbled by this. I mentioned it, I think, before in another video when I reached 100, and now I'm at 250. I really love doing this. I really enjoy it, and I just want to thank everybody for subscribing. As well, I want to thank the comments that I get. A lot of great ideas. In fact, one gentleman reached out to me today, and he mentioned about doing a comparison on the price of a bag of watches like this one here is $10, and what the estimate retail value would be, like what the value of the bag is if I were to restore some of them and sell them, what's the return on some of them, which I think is a fantastic idea, and I am going to start doing that. Tonight I am wearing my Elgin watch. Focus, look at that, eh? Focusing, no blur. So that's the Elgin watch that came out of the bag of watches about a month ago. It cleaned up really nice. This was the one that came out of the same bag that had that Fossil watch that I'm working on currently. I have a movement on order for it, and hopefully once the movement gets in, I'll show you what the finished product is for that. Last week, or about 10 days ago, I opened up a bag of watches, and if you recall, it was horrible. Like virtually everything was a piece of junk. I've scrapped some of them. Some of them I used for just parts, crystals, hands, movements out of some of them, the ones with the Japanese movements. But there was one watch that was there that I said was the treasure, and that was the Nixon. And here I have it right here. This was the Nixon watch. I have it nicely polished up. I left a couple of the deep dents in it. I find it gives it just a little bit of character, and I didn't want to like trying to get some of these deep gouges out of it. You start to lose a little bit of the profile. If you recall how dirty the back was, this is the finished product a little bit. So I cleaned it all up. I had this leather strap that I've had held onto for a long time, and I was just waiting for something like this to come along, like what would really suit this, and this strap I think looks beautiful. I've gotten a lot of compliments on this watch, and I'm going to be honest with you, I have worn it like virtually almost every day. I'm really enjoying the size of it. I find it fits beautiful on the wrist. It has kind of a manly feel to it, even though the actual case size is a lot smaller. I just love this watch. I don't know if I'm actually going to sell it. I'm probably going to end up keeping it into my collection. But this was the treasure that came out of the bag of watches from about 10 days ago. And that bag was terrible, if you recall. It was my last video. If you want to go, just go back down and look at that video. It was a terrible bag of watches. And but this was the one that was the treasure out of it, and it cleaned up really nice. But let's not hesitate any longer. So this week, my buyer got me this bag. It was $10. Came out of Bridgewater. Value built out of Bridgewater. Quite a hefty bag. There's a lot in here, so I'm really looking forward to it. And as always, I'm going to put my rubber gloves on. And now someone told me a while back now, about a month and a half ago, that I should actually be wearing a mask. And I don't know. I looked into it a little bit, and apparently what he was saying was the all the from the hands, the reflective material. I can't think of the name of it now, what that stuff is, but he said that's bad for you. I don't think there's enough to resolve for that. I don't find the watches that dusty. It's just the dirt that's packed onto the watches that I'm more careful with. So anyways, let's tear in here and see what we have. Well, what do we have here? Well, that's an Aveen. Okay, now it doesn't focus. Come on. Let me pull back a little bit. Aviva. I don't know about that. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty shoddy. That is pretty shoddy, and the band is not really good either. I don't think that's not stainless steel. You can tell on the side here that that's the plating is wearing right off of that. Oh man, I can tell this is already an issue. I've come across a couple of watches like this, the same kind of the same company name. That would be literally just crystal and hands. I think that would be basically it. So that's going for parts. Well, now this is kind of crazy. I kind of like that. It's the movement. You can tell this is a really cheap movement. You see how the second hand just drops back and forth? That is when sometimes with some of these really bad movements, when the battery dies, it literally just the second hand just drops to the bottom. Like it doesn't even support itself. Cheap electroplate, ACC. I've heard of this company before, although it says right on the case back, it does say Japanese movement, but I'm not 100%. Usually a Japanese movement doesn't do that. I love the second hand on this, and I really like the dial. So with something like this, what I probably would do is toss the case. I'm going to keep the dial. I'm going to actually keep this whole thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with a nice, like a Miyota movement. I'm going to put something like that in there that will give it a little bit more reliability and presence. But I really like the dial on that. So that one I'm going to put over here. What do we have here? Oh my gosh, that's a pulsar. That's a moon phase. That is really nice. Oh, there's no back on it. 395 battery. That's a full moon phase on that. I hope the backing is on this thing. This is a dead battery, anyways. I have a pair of tweezers that I use for batteries, but these are dead, anyways. But the movement looks to be in pretty good condition. But that is nice. It's in pretty good shape too, actually. Dome crystal on that. See, it's got the dome crystal. I really like that. I don't have, believe it or not, in my collection, and I have a lot of watches. Here, look at the, come on, focus. Right. I must have worked with this video camera for hours and hours and hours waiting, seeing what the focus is like, and it takes forever now. Now that I'm actually shooting real footage, it doesn't work, but that's pretty good. I like the, I love the border around the edge of the dial. I like that. I just hope I can find the case back for it. So I'm going to carefully put that off to the side. I like that. Here we have one of these. It's just a digital watch. I don't even know what to do with this thing. I see a lot of these. you have this exact same design, this digital watch, exact same design. Obviously, Saint Jacques is not the manufacturer, but there's like you'll get these company logos on the top, and I guess these watches in the day were cheap enough, but that they can do that, like put their own logo on it for whatever purpose, employee gift or something. I have a lot of them. It's electroplated. Made in Hong Kong, it says on the back of it. I know I'll keep the band. They're terrible, these bands, by the way. Like, these are a terrible band, but they are stainless steel. But you never know what you can use them for. Well, the clasp will be chucked. That's dented. I'll put that over in the parts area. Then we got this weird looking thing here. It doesn't have a band on it. These are usually, sometimes what happens is these are put in some kind of a case, and then it either goes around your neck on a necklace or a clock. That would be like a wooden thing, like a wooden housing, and then they pop one of these in there. So it's like a table clock, but it's actually about the size of a watch. Just a stainless steel back. I don't even think it has a Japanese movement. Anyways, put that over here. Wow! Boer. I wonder what that's you pronounce it. B-O-E-R. Boer. That is atrocious. Holy moly. What would you wear that with? Oh my god. Oh my. Tell me in the comments, do you know anyone that would like something like this? Like, what would you wear that with? Jeepers. Oh, it has a name on the front of it, though. Boer. I don't think it means anything. But... wow, that is terrible. That is terrible. What do we have here? Oh, another Aviva. Same company as what the first watch was. Wow. That to me is more of a bracelet than then I guess. Yeah, parts. And then, wow, I got a whole bunch of watches all wrapped up together here. KLNY. That is not great. That's terrible. New, excuse me here, let's try to figure what this does that say. New generation Eurotech. Although, you know, it's got a real leather band though. I'd take the hands off. You don't come across black hands too often, so I'd probably remove the hands. That is not a good watch. A lot of these watches don't have case backs. Timex. It's a simple ladies Timex. Again, like I was mentioning in my previous video, there's really not much for these. Timex. There's an ECOS. That's actually, you know, I kind of, I know. You guys are probably questioning my taste in watches. I know you are. Holy crap, that's working. That's actually working. And it's in a bag of broken watches and it's actually working. That's actually in good shape. I mean, the band is shot. I actually like that. I kind of like that. Just something about the yellow border around the inside of the dial. Alright. I like that. I'm going to put that over salvage thing. Well, that's interesting. Look at this. This is a... that is really cool. Too bad that the case is... That's a golf watch. So, what you can see here, you see this golf ball down here. That's the second hand. And how they do this little trick, so that golf ball goes around the inside edge here. And how they do that is instead of a second hand, it's actually a clear piece of plastic. And it sits up where the second hand would be, and then that's what makes the image go around. But that's actually kind of cute. Unfortunately, the dial is, or not the dial, the case is really worn. And it has the matching strap as well. Genuine leather. I want to see if I can do something with this. I'm going to put that off to the side. I want to see if I can do something with that. Little Timex girls watch here. That is... Yeah, I tell you, when I was at the flea market, I do sell these though, oddly enough. I'd have to put the band through the washing machine, but... I don't know, I'll put that in the center. I'm not sure what you do with something like that. And that is a... Oh, look at this thing. Oh, that's interesting. So it's got all this leather strapping here. I guess you put that on like that, and then this thing just dangles. I actually, I don't mind the case so much. I think the band is terrible. It's one of those things where I think that would make a really cool bracelet, like a summer bracelet for a lady, like some kind of a summer bracelet or something. But I find as a watch strap, that thing's terrible as a watch strap. I don't understand this whole concept here. You have a watch that looks like an obvious add-on to a really cool bracelet. And it even has a little charm on it. I don't know, I kind of like the bracelet for I bet my daughter would like the bracelet. But I think that the watch part of it is kind of a dumb setup. I'm going to put that in the center. I have a little thing in the middle there. I'll try that. Then we have a Swiss. That's all. These cases always get wrecked. I really do not like these. I find they are just horrendous. This is a little bit overdone. Viviani. That's that chunky gold kind of look. Because gold isn't flashy enough. Let's go and do something like that. Put that over there as well. Oh, okay. Well, this is definitely... Somebody was a golf lover. So you can tell that this came out of the same place. Here's another golf watch. Alright. So obviously somebody loves golf, and then they have their own little... So these two are going to have to stay together. I'm going to go and have to fix those up. And then, well, we got a Cardinal. Case is pretty bad. The thing is with Cardinal though is you got some really nice movements, so I'd strip this for the movements. The band is shot. The case is not very good at all, and you can't polish that up. Like, I don't know what that is. It's like I don't know what that is. It's just raw metal of some kind. But they don't polish up very nice. But the dial is really nice. I like the 12 and the 6. It's got some really nice indices, like raised indices on it. Parts. I'll put that in the center pile. And then we have, what the heck is that? That's a magnet. St. Marlin? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's plated or not. Well, the gold is obviously plated, but no, you can see corrosion there. That was in his day a very attractive looking watch though. A lot of corrosion up on top here as well. Japanese movement, so that's that's a Loris time with no hands. I like the band on that though. I'll take the movement out. I wonder what happened to the hands. I don't see that too often. I must have taken some hard oh, there's no crystal in it. There we go. That explains why the hands are missing. There's no crystal in her. Huh. Keep the band on that one. Phasar, man, that thing. What in God's green earth? Like, why would you put a 10-pound bracelet on such a tiny watch? Holy, that's like a man-sized, like a husky man-sized bracelet sitting on a lady's watch. Who would wear that? God, that is god-awful. Ugh. That is terrible. So, man, I would love to get, God, come on, focus, there we go. I would love to get a men's watch with a pearl-esque dial. That's a pearl dial, and I tell you, it's hard to tell. I don't know if I can come in a little bit closer. No, I'm losing focus. And I've lost focus completely. Yeah, that's a pearl dial, and I like those, but I always see them just as ladies' watches. It's actually not in bad shape. No corrosion on it. That could probably be polished up. I'm going to put that in the center pile. Oh, you got to be kidding me. There's two of them. There's two of these. Awful. Oh man, I'm just going to toss that. That's terrible. Okay, let's get back to this one. It's just a quartz. Yeah, not too much to say about that. Band is not even good. Oh, I'm getting down to the bottom here. Yeah, that's toy. And this thing is Optimax. Black hands though. Man, there's not much about that one either. And the movement's broken. Well, that's all bent out. Oh. Sit down. Man, I can't say too much about that. Wow. Boy, we're getting down to the end here. I'm really kind of hoping that one of... Okay, it's a case back. But guess what? It's the case back to the... Come on, focus. Okay, so I'm going to have some work to do with this video camera. It was focusing perfectly earlier. This is the Phasar case back. Why is it... Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Hey. Hello, finally got some focus here. Look at that pulsar. So that's the case back to my moon phase. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, wait, still didn't pop on right. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. And Eternity. Actually, I've seen one of these before. One of these Eternity ones. They have pretty good movements in these though. Parts. That's another Cardinal, but they're pretty sad. That's a vintage Timex wind up. Yeah. Well, that might need some servicing. Man, that's pretty old. That is pretty old. Look at the type font on the numerals. It's got that kind of that digital spacey look type thing. That's kind of cool though. I want to see if I can service that. Oh, there's another phaser. That's missing a hand, I think. Oh, this thing is shot. I like that though. I can fix that. That is actually a very... Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on that. Oh, well, no. Focusing on something else here. Oh, zoom back out. That is... That's actually a pretty nice watch. That's got a lot of bling. Okay, I agree. Like, I mean, that is, and I know I kind of make a little bit of jokes about some of the heavy bling, but that is actually quite an attractive watch. I want to go and fix that. I want to go and see if I can get that up and running. And the last is, nope, second last. Nope, got another one in here. This was a big bag of watches. Holy Moses. NT, broken crystal on it. Yeah, there's not much to say about this one here. Oh, it's even corroded. Another watch with a pearl dial. Not too crazy about that one. This is a... No. This one's kind of got a nice clean finish to it though. Well, case backs. So that's it for the case back. The only case back I was interested in was the final one. So out of this one, we got a couple, but this here is the treasure. I can tell you that right now. That's the treasure. I like that. I am looking forward to getting this up and running and seeing what I can do with that. I don't have a moon phase. I think, I don't know if that would be, I put a different band on it though. I don't think I like the leather. I don't think I like the leather on that. I'm not sure. But that to me, I think that there is going to be the treasure under the bag of watches. I think that there's the treasure. I think the runner-up... Okay, not a runner-up. That's not a runner-up. That's... Well, it's working. Like, I mean, you got to give it, you know, some street cred for that. It's actually operating, so, you know. But anyways, this here, I think, is the one that I'm going to go with. And I'll fix it up. I'll show you the finished product next week. If I get this running, and everything works fine, I get a nice band on it. Just knowing myself, I could probably retail this for about $30. Yeah, $25, $30 Canadian. But anyways, thank you very much. Once again, we've come to an end of another episode of Treasures Found in a Bag of Broken Watches. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And until next time, take care.